Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been watching General Hospital longer than some of you have been married, and let me tell you, this current story with Britt Westbourne has me all twisted up inside. It's one of those plots that grabs your heart and just won't let go. I've always had a soft spot for Britt. She's a strong, smart woman who's been through more than her fair share of trouble, but underneath that tough exterior, she's got a good heart. Lately, though, she's been carrying the heaviest burden you can imagine this. Huntington's disease hanging over her like a dark cloud. When young Rocco Falconeri came to her and practically begged her to run away with him, I could see the fear in her eyes. She hesitated something awful because she didn't want that sweet boy to watch her slowly slip away. No mother wants her child to see her at her weakest. But that boy, bless his soul, wouldn't take no for an answer. He looked her right in the eye and said he wanted to stay by her side until the very end, because she was the one who brought him into this world. Now, if that doesn't warm your heart and break it at the same time, I don't know what does. I sat there in my chair thinking, that's real love, folks. The kind that don't quit even when the road gets rough. As they've been on the run together, I can tell Britt treasures every single minute she gets with Rocco. Those quiet moments between them are precious. But even while she's smiling on the outside, I know she's hurting inside. She's terrified of him having to watch her body get weaker day by day. She keeps talking about how she might only have a few months left before she won't even need her medicine anymore. Every time she says that, I scratch my head and wonder where exactly is she getting that number from? Is it really based on what Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell told her? Because from what I've seen, she's never actually gone a long stretch without her meds to know for sure. And here's where it gets really interesting, my friends. The more this story unfolds, the more I'm starting to think something isn't quite right with her diagnosis. I've talked to plenty of other longtime viewers, and a lot of us have the same gut feeling. Remember that sneaky Victor Cassadine? That man was always playing games and pulling strings. Some of us believe he might have faked Britt's test results years ago just to manipulate her mother, Liesl Obrecht. Can you imagine doing something that cruel to your own family? Now here come Cullum and Sidwell, showing up like they're saving the day. But I can't shake the feeling they might just be keeping that same old lie alive so they can keep control over Britt. The whole medicine situation smells fishy to me. Maybe this runaway adventure with Rocco is exactly what Britt needs. Maybe it's the beginning of her finally learning the truth and getting her life back. I'll be honest with you, this storyline has me thinking a lot about real life too. How many times do we carry around fears and burdens that maybe aren't even real? We worry ourselves sick over things that might turn out to be nothing but smoke and mirrors. Watching Britt fight through this makes me root for her even harder. I want her to have more time, good, healthy time, to be the mother Rocco deserves and to live the life she's been missing. I'm sitting here every day cheering them on and hoping the writers give us a miracle. Wouldn't that be something beautiful? After all the pain and lies, Britt finally gets a second chance at life. That's the kind of story that keeps me coming back to General Hospital after all these years. It reminds us that sometimes hope shows up when you least expect it, especially when you've got someone who loves you enough to run away with you. I don't know about you, but I'm glued to the screen waiting to see what happens next. This one's got me hooked, good and proper. The longer I watch this storyline unfold on General Hospital, the more it pulls at my heart. Britt's been living with this heavy fear that the longer she goes without her medicine, the worse her Huntington's disease is going to get. Every single day that passes makes her more anxious. She's scared to death that those serious symptoms are going to creep up on her. Maybe her hands will start shaking real bad, or she'll lose her balance, or even forget simple things right in front of Rocco. It breaks my heart thinking about it because she's trying so hard to stay strong for that boy, but deep down she's terrified of falling apart while he's watching. But here's what I keep wondering, and I bet a lot of you are thinking the same thing too. What if none of those bad symptoms ever show up? What if she keeps going without the medicine for weeks, even months, and one morning she wakes up feeling just fine, strong, clear-headed, and full of life? Can you imagine how that would hit her? She might look at herself in the mirror and realize she's actually healthy. Even without those pills, she believed she needed to live a normal life. That kind of moment could shake her whole world in the best possible way. After carrying around all that fear for so long, discovering she might not be sick at all would feel like someone lifted a giant weight off her shoulders. I really believe young Rocco is going to play a big part in helping her see the truth. That kid's got such a pure heart, and he's smarter than people give him credit for. As they spend more and more time together on the run, he's going to be the one who gently helps Britt start questioning everything. He might help her realize that Cullum and Sidwell could have been deceiving her this whole time, feeding her lies to keep her scared and under their control. Of course, Britt knows they can't stay hidden away from the real world forever. She's a mother, and she understands life has to go on. But these special days together might be exactly what she needs to finally open her eyes and start fighting back against the fear. And let me tell you, things are heating up outside their little escape too. From what I've seen, Sonny Corinthos has handed the whole situation over to Brick now. Brick, he's one tough, sharp fella who doesn't let anything slip by him. Even if Cullum manages to find Britt and Rocco before anyone else, I'd put money on Brick being right on their heels, following every clue and getting closer every day. That adds a nice bit of tension to the story, doesn't it? It makes me sit on the edge of my chair wondering who's going to reach them first and what kind of trouble might come with it. Watching all this play out has me thinking about life in general. How many times do we carry around worries and burdens that somebody else put on us? We lose sleep, we stress ourselves sick, and sometimes it turns out the whole thing was just smoke and mirrors. I sure hope Britt gets the chance to see the truth soon. Wouldn't it be wonderful if this runaway time with Rocco becomes the start of her real freedom? Not just running away from danger, but running straight into a brighter future where she can be the strong, healthy woman she was always meant to be. I'm rooting for her with all my heart, just like I know many of you longtime fans are too. This kind of story reminds us that sometimes the greatest miracles happen when we least expect them, especially when there's a young person who loves you enough to stand by your side through the storm. Come on, Britt, hang in there, sweetheart. The answers are coming, and I pray they bring you peace and a whole lot more happy days ahead. As this whole adventure winds down, I've got a strong feeling that once everything settles and the dust clears, Britt is finally going to get herself properly retested. After all the running and hiding, she deserves some real answers. I can already picture it. She walks into that doctor's office, nervous as can be, and comes out with the news that changes everything. She doesn't carry the Huntington's gene at all. Can you imagine the relief washing over her? After all those months of living in fear, thinking her time was running out, she might just get her life back. That would be something special, wouldn't it? I think this could be a real nice way to wrap up that whole miracle medicine storyline. Between you and me, that plot felt a little rough around the edges, especially for folks who actually live with Huntington's or have family members touched by it. It wasn't the most gentle way to handle such a serious thing. But in the world of soaps, they sometimes bend the truth for drama. In real life, there are so many illnesses that share similar symptoms, making it easy to mix things up and hard to get the right diagnosis. Maybe Cullum and Sidwell took advantage of that confusion just to keep Britt scared and under their thumb the whole time. Still, I'm hoping the writers give us a beautiful ending to this chapter. After everything Britt's been through, she sure deserves some peace and happiness. A second chance to be the strong, healthy woman she always was, with Rocco by her side in a whole new way. So keep your eyes on the screen, my friends. From what I've heard, Britt might be in for some big surprises real soon. I don't know about you, but I'll be right here, watching every day, cheering her on with all my heart. Stories like this remind us that sometimes the best miracles come after the longest storms. Hang in there, Britt. Better days are coming, darling.